There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America.
By now, the world knows that Barack Obama gives a good speech.
Yes, we can.
So on Inauguration Day, expectations for a stirring address will be sky high. Some of the most memorable lines in political history have been given during inaugural addresses.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
But the truth about inaugural speeches is that, with a few notable exceptions, most of them haven't been memorable at all.
My fellow citizens,
who remembers Bill Clinton's celebration of
the mystery of American renewal?
Or George W. Bush's call to
live out our nation's promise through civility, courage, compassion, and character.
The first inaugural speech was given by, you guessed it, the first president. After taking the oath of office in New York City on April 30th, 1789, George Washington gave a brief speech to the Senate. Since then, the speech has been the highlight of every inaugural ceremony. In 1817, James Monroe began a new tradition, for the first time taking the speech outdoors to the general public. 25 years later, William Henry Harrison would wish Monroe had stayed inside. In extremely cold temperatures, a coatless and hatless Harrison delivered an epic hour and 45-minute speech. The 68-year-old president caught pneumonia and died a month later. The shortest address, and one of the best, was Lincoln's poetic reflection on the toll the Civil War had taken on the country. Even Obama acknowledged that he is taking inspiration from the moving rhetoric of Lincoln's second inaugural address.
I have been reading Lincoln. I'm not sure whether that's been wise, because every time you read that second inaugural, you start getting intimidated.
The best inaugural speeches are a byproduct of their time. Given the disastrous state of the economy in 1931, FDR didn't try to deny the severity of the depression the nation faced.
A host of unemployed citizens faced the grim problem of existence, and an equally great number toiled with little return. Only a foolish optimist can deny the dark realities of the moment.
But Roosevelt reassured his listeners that the nation had suffered through worse challenges before, and he promised to use the power of the federal government to put jobless Americans to work.
I shall ask Congress for the one remaining instrument to meet the crisis: broad executive power, to wage a war against the emergency as great as the power that would be given to me if we were in fact invaded by a foreign foe.
Given the controversy over the broad claims of executive power Bush has made over the last 8 years, that probably isn't a line Obama will use.
You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
Kennedy's address, filled with his trademark idealism and rhetorical flourishes, heralded the generational passing of the torch of leadership.
We observe today not a victory of party, but a celebration of freedom, symbolizing an end as well as a beginning, signifying renewal as well as change.
A good speech should define the incoming president's governing philosophy, and few did this better than Ronald Reagan. The address was a forceful statement of Reagan's own conservative philosophy, and it would become the dominant view in American politics for decades.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
As for Obama, the circumstances are ripe for a memorable speech. The combination of the nation's dire economic circumstances, together with the historic nature of his presidency, just might lend his address the necessary gravity to stand the test of time.
Thank you. Thank you.